Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Your Spiritual Journey. This is Dr. Bob, and this is the space and the place where we talk about things important to your soul. As always, we ask that you like us, subscribe, and maybe even support us on Patreon. Before I get into today's guest, I want to talk about the theme for these series of episodes that began with last week's, which focused on the Tao Te Ching, and they will end, and that was episode 173. They'll end with episode 178 when we talk about planet walking with Gina Cavalier. This particular episode is the second in that series where we work to give you some tools and some suggestions as how to find peace among the chaos that's going on around us at this current time on this planet. Now, back on episode 100 with Tony Nakino, we focused on tools you can use. And that particular episode was all about providing you with things that will help you maintain your peace or get to a place of peace when chaos is reigning around you. So we're now into a 6-episode series that will give you many perspectives, many tools, many things that you can apply. Old ones from the Tao Te Ching and Zen Buddhism to current efforts and suggestions as to what you can do and what you can use. Hopefully, you'll find all of that very helpful as we navigate these difficult times. Today's guest is someone who was introduced to me by Christine Frischard. You may remember her from episode 155, which was 5 months ago about. Christine has an art gallery that also hosts tarot readings and mediumship experiences. When Christine told me about Dr. David Speer, I was fascinated for a number of reasons, but David is a master reflexologist as well as a naturopath. And I got to experience a session with David, and we'll talk about that later, but he spent 2 hours with me using Ortho-Bionomy. And Ortho-Bionomy was introduced to us back, a few months ago by Cindy Cabot. That was episode 158. And this is only the second time we're going to hear about Ortho-Bionomy, but I found it fascinating. So I guess some of the things that I'd like you to know about David is that he studied and practiced hand and foot reflexology, and he learned from masters in the field. And he is often able to resolve past, present, and even future imbalances in the body. His PhD is in naturopathy. He is a BS in mathematics. He's certified in Electro-Psychometrics, and he's certified as a level 7 advanced practitioner in Phoenix vibrational healing.
That's now level 9 and beyond.
Oh, okay.
Since
So
that was written.
he's moved up in those levels. And that addresses the underlying foundation of the entire body, mind, and energy field complex, sometimes called the morphogenetic field, to clear discordant energetic blockages to facilitate healing. He's a past president of the Hypnotism Society of Pennsylvania, which was America's oldest established hypnotism society. He's a master reflexologist, as I mentioned, a master practitioner in Reiki, and a spiritual minister. He served as a popular and well-respected instructor, intuitive counselor, and speaker. His venues included guest speaking and platform reading at the local Spiritualist Church and instructing at the Community College of Allegheny County, the Pittsburgh School of Massage, and Lilydale Assembly in New York. He first became interested in holistic healing in 1981 while participating in a massage class. And I'm not really going to tell you anything more about him because he's going to tell you. So there's no use hearing from me. So David, if you would share your spiritual journey with our audience, and then we'll talk about your book.
Thank you, Bob. I want to say that I cheat.
Okay.
I get people to heal themselves and then have the audacity to have them pay me after they do the work.
Okay.
I cheat. My spirituality started long time ago, probably as a child. I had a love of nature. And as a little kid, I was by Frick Park. And in those days, parents would let their kids go by themselves for a walk.
Okay.
And so I would do that. I'd walk in Frick Park, and it was just connecting with nature. So that was my spirituality. The formal classes in healing started in 1981 with massage. And in 1983, one of my mother's friends gifted me a trip to study psychic surgery in the Philippines, which was very interesting. Everything I saw in the Philippines was done pretty much by trickery. But the movie that I saw that motivated me to go was the real thing. But the guy that did the real thing, he had passed away the year before I went to the Philippines. And so I missed some of the masters there.
Yeah.
But it's amazing. That is a real thing that people can achieve. I haven't achieved it yet.
Okay, so what exactly is it that they can achieve?
Psychic surgery, they take their hand and they go like this with their hand, and your body opens up. They reach in and pull out a bad organ, this disease, throw it in the garbage, and take their hand and go back down, and it closes back up.
Okay.
It's the most amazing thing. I saw videos of it, but I wanted to see it in person, but what I saw in person was done by trickery. But there is people who do the real stuff, and I'd like to be one of them, but I haven't achieved that yet.
Okay. You're
working on it.
Okay.
By the way, everybody that helps Bob has good luck. So everybody looking at this video is going to have good luck. Peter, who's working on the computer and the equipment, he's going to have good luck. And you, the viewer, are going to have good luck. Why? It's an automatic process. It just happens. So look forward to having good luck. That doesn't mean you're going to win the lottery, although you may. And remember who helped you get the good luck.
Let me take you back to your childhood for a minute.
Yes.
And can you tell me about your parents, and did they have a religious tradition that they followed, or was it pretty wide open for you?
They went to a socially accepted Presbyterian church in Pittsburgh. So I was raised Presbyterian, went to Sunday school, and that was all done. Most of the people there were there for social purposes, not for really spirituality. So the spirituality came to me later on.
Yeah.
I was a member of the Theosophical Society of Pittsburgh, which studied all the different religions, philosophies, and then I joined the Hypnosis Society of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I was their past president. But that's another way of taking control of your mind. And so with all the terrible stuff on the news, to be able to control your mind is cool. It keeps you at peace. And I'll give you a quick secret. Fun. Bob, why is having fun a good idea?
Well, because that's why we're here. We decided to come
People
to this
don't
planet
know that.
to have fun.
I gave in a speech contest, I gave a speech on having fun. And the guy that was the judge had a philosophy that you were supposed to suffer. So it was like an old Protestant idea of suffering was how he was raised and believed. And my concept of having fun totally clashed with him, and I didn't win.
Oh, gee.
Even though everybody in the room quoted my speech. Can I mention about my book? Or?
Well, you can, yes.
Okay.
But I'm going to ask you the question about this book.
Okay.
As to, you've been doing this work for many, many years.
Yes.
So why now? Why did you feel that this was the time that you had to put it down in writing and get this out to the public?
Because 700,000 people worldwide commit suicide every year because they haven't read my book. They have no idea how wonderful they are. They don't realize how much the Creator loves them. They don't understand how much work the Creator went through to have them here now. They do not know their gifts.
Okay.
And they've been given many, many wonderful gifts. Our culture lies to each of us. It's a bad thing what our culture does to us. Our culture tells us we're not good enough. Our culture tells us there's something wrong with us. Our culture holds us to an inhuman standard of perfection. One poor kid got straight A's and 1 B and committed suicide because he got the B.
Yeah.
You know, by definition of human beings are not perfect by definition. And to hold yourself to an inhuman standard of perfection is just being against yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, and mentioning a child doing that, my understanding is that the majority of suicides take place in the teen years, that it's the teenagers in our culture that are having the most difficulty, and then maybe the veterans follow that in terms of suicide rates.
Well, with all the terrible messages that comes to you, the news is horrible.
Yeah.
I tell my wife to put the news under her feet instead of putting it in her stomach and intestines, to put it under your feet instead of in your gut.
Yeah.
And this is what one of the mistakes people make is they take and put negative emotions in their stomach and intestines, and I tell them, put the negative under your feet.
Yeah.
There's no part of your body under your feet, so you can put all the negative you want down there. Won't hurt you.
Yeah.
Can I talk about the first cell?
Feel free.
Okay. In the beginning, and even though I'm 82, I wasn't around at that time.
Okay.
But in the beginning,
And this is the beginning of what?
on this planet,
Okay.
now let's see if I can. In the beginning was the first cell. And by the way, the intelligence of the cell is not in the nucleus, it's in the surface of the cell.
Uh-huh.
You'll find that that'll be in the new biology books when they come out. But the intelligence of the cell is in the surface, not in the nucleus.
Right. Yeah, there are books out now
Yes.
explaining
Right.
how that works, and that you can actually change the makeup of that cell if you communicate with that outer layer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to do, time permitting here, I'm going to do a quick healing of everybody that's here.
Okay.
So in the beginning was the first cell. So the first cell did something weird. It split into two parts. The scientists mistakenly called it two separate cells. I call it two parts of the first cell living in two different locations.
Okay.
Parts. Okay? Then it did that again. And now there's 4 parts of the first cell
Okay.
living in different locations next to each other. The scientists called it separate cells. I call it parts. In other words, each one of these cells are part of the original first cell. By that, I mean that the cells in your body, Bob, and the audience, the cells in your body are all parts of the first cell.
Okay.
So the cells in your body and the cells in my body are the same life.
Okay.
If I help you, who am I helping?
You're helping yourself.
I'm helping myself. If you help me, who are you helping? Yourself. There's just one life. And people don't know that. They think it's separate. It's not. And each part is important. And that's important that you know and understand that life is one.
Uh-huh.
And anything you do to help life, you're doing for yourself.
And conversely,
Right.
if you do things that are negative to other cells, you're hurting
Right.
yourself, right?
That's why it bothers me to see war. Doesn't work.
Yeah.
So we're told by our culture that we're not good enough. We're told there's something wrong with you. And that you'll find that if you know a person well, everybody has a shortcoming. Now, Bob, why would the Creator give everybody, if you know him well, why would the Creator give everybody a shortcoming?
Well, it helps with learning, for one thing.
Yes.
It gives you something to work toward. But I would say that the other thing is, if we were all perfect, it would be pretty boring.
The Creator designed human beings to work together. And we don't know that because our culture doesn't tell us.
Yeah.
So that's why we have shortcomings. I help you with your shortcoming, you help me with mine, and 1 + 1 is what?
11.
11. You read my book. It's called the principle of synergistic. And when you understand the principle of synergistic, you see why everybody has a shortcoming. That's by design of the Creator. Human beings were designed to help each other.
Aha.
I cover your shortcomings, you cover mine, and 1 + 1 is 11, not 2. That's the principle of synergistic. So if humanity takes a smart pill, that's in my book, Smart Pill. If the culture took a smart pill and learned to help each other, we would have heaven right here on earth. And it's easy to do. All we have to do is know the truth and get these lies of separate and these different lies that are getting in our way. You don't have to be perfect. 1 + 1 is 11. So when we understand the principle of synergistic, we learn to help each other. We get that power to create heaven right here on earth. I mean, super heaven.
Yeah.
And that's why we have those shortcomings. Our culture also, our culture also tells us that we're not good looking because somebody in New York City determines who is good looking and who's not.
Aha.
I say, if you're as the Creator created you, you are good looking. And so when you look in the mirror, you want to see the most beautiful woman if you're a woman, and if you're a man, the most handsome man. You want to see the perfection the Creator did in creating you, not to look and say, oh, I have a pimple. I have this, I have that. We're taught to be very hard on ourselves and not know the truth. You, just the way you are right now, are the most beautiful, most handsome in the world. Now, we don't know about off-planet. I haven't found that one out, although I would like to, but not yet. So when you look in the mirror, you want to admire what the Creator created instead of complaining about, oh, I got a pimple. Oh, you want to admire the Creator's creation. That's you. And when you admire yourself and when you love yourself, something magic happens. What do you think happens, Bob, when you admire yourself?
I can't imagine. I mean, I would say that your connection to the Creator is closer when
Yes.
you admire yourself because
Yay!
you
You've
are
been doing your homework.
you are the work of the Creator. So that keeps that
See,
connection.
How many parents do you have? Biological.
Well, 2,
2. How many grandparents do you have?
4.
How many great-grandparents?
Now you're getting into higher math there.
8. 16, 32, 64, 128, etc. to a huge number of people. All had to get together in an act of love for you to be here now.
I appreciate that.
If somebody didn't do their job, you wouldn't be here. All that huge number of people had to come together in an act of love for you to be here now. So what does that mean, Bob? That means the Creator loves you as you are and as you're not, because the Creator created you as you are and as you're not. When you love yourself, you come into harmony with the power and intelligence that made the universe. That power, you come into harmony when you love yourself and you open the door for your good to come in. The Creator has tremendous good for you. Did you ever play poker?
Well, yeah, I have played a hand or two of poker in my life. Yes.
All right. In the game of poker, for those people who haven't played, you each put money like $1 ante in the middle of the table. And everybody sitting around the table puts money in the table. And in the game of life, you've been given 4 aces. Does 4 aces sound like a good hand?
I'd say yes.
Yes. But most people don't know they have a winning hand. You have a winning hand in the game of life. So what is an ace? An ace is something you do easily, like podcasts, and that others have difficulty doing, and you take it for granted. For years, I took my ace for granted. I did not know I was born dyslexic. I did not know that that was a gift from God. No idea. School was an absolute torture for me. My family were all college educated. My father went to Princeton. And here I am reading at, right now, as I'm talking to you, I read at 4th grade level and spell at 3rd grade level. Yet, I got through college. How do you do that, Bob? How do you go to college not being able to read or spell?
Okay.
I got a degree in math. I got around it by using my ability, even though it wasn't real high ability in math. I wasn't a math genius, but I used my ability in math to get around what I was lousy at. So I had no idea that it was dyslexia that I had. When I was 50 years old, I'm 82. When I was 50, the chiropractor put earphones on me and diagnosed me as having dyslexia. Well, that explained a lot to me because I didn't know what was the trouble. Then, slowly, I discovered that it was not a curse, but it was my ace. What is ace? Something you do easily that others have difficulty. So how does that work? What happens is my ability to understand is my ace. And I took it for granted. I got A's in science, but flunked spelling and reading and all the rest because of the dyslexia. I had no idea that the dyslexic was a gift from God. So how did it work? I have the ability to understand these principles of healing. I'm able to understand why this is a good idea. I have that ability to understand. When you understand a principle, you can explain it maybe 50 different ways. That's the power that I have of understanding. Most people learn by memorizing. When you memorize a principle, you can say it back the way you were taught. But when you understand the principle, you can explain it 50 different ways.
Yeah.
So the principles of healing in my book are principles that I understand.
Now, wait a minute. Why would I want to read a book that's written by a dyslexic?
Because of his gift from God.
Oh.
Because through me comes the understanding of these principles that most people have never heard of. Most people have never heard of the synergistic principle of 1 + 1 is 11. They don't understand how much work the Creator went through to bring them here on this planet. They do not understand the Creator gave them special gifts. You have special gifts, and you don't know what they are because nobody told you. I'm telling you, you have gifts you don't yet understand. Gifts from the power and intelligence that made the universe. Special gifts. And when your gifts and my gifts are put together and we help each other cover our shortcomings and share our blessings and our gifts with each other, we can have heaven right here, right now. And when you love yourself, you come into harmony with that power and that intelligence that made the entire universe. Because that power loves you. Because the Creator went to all those people, had to get together in an act of love for you to be here now. When you understand the effort, you'll start to look for your gifts. What are your gifts? Things you do easily that others have difficulty and you take for granted. For years, I took my ability to understand for granted.
Yeah.
Didn't know that it was a gift from the Creator. I took it for granted. So I say to you, what are your gifts? Things you do easily. Might be you blow bubbles in chewing gum. It could be that you tell good jokes. It doesn't have to be something that's real practical. It's just something you want to write down the things you do easily that others have difficulty and you take for granted. Then see if you can put 4 of them or more together, 4 aces, and win all the money in the middle of the table in the poker game of life.
Yeah.
You have a winning hand and nobody told you.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you now, Find out how wonderful you are. Find out why the Creator went to all that effort for you to be here now. And when you understand it, you'll start to love yourself the way the Creator loves you.
Yeah.
And that opens the door for the Creator to give you more gifts.
Well, what a great message.
Yes, it's a good reason to read the book.
Now, I've got some questions about the book.
Okay, go ahead.
If you'll give me a few minutes here. All right. One of the things that you stress early on in the book is the importance of diaphragmatic breathing. Why is that important?
Diaphragmatic breathing is important because the cells that absorb the oxygen in your lungs are more numerous in the bottom of your lungs than there are in the top of your lungs. I don't know about you. Did you used to smoke?
No, I didn't.
Well,
I never
I
smoked.
did.
Okay.
But I was cheap. I didn't like paying those big prices for cigarettes. So I only smoked a little bit. But anyways, a smoker can go 2 hours without a cigarette and can go, like that. And smoke will come out of the bottom of their lungs.
Wow.
Where was that smoke for 2 hours?
Yeah.
The bottom of your lungs. Most people breathe in their chest.
Mm-hmm.
But when you do diaphragmatic breathing, you are breathing at the bottom of your lungs. You're pushing that old stale air out, and you're bringing fresh air in, which increases the oxygen in your blood.
Okay.
And it opens the door to meditation. So how do you do meditation?
How do I do it?
You need two things, faith and oxygen. Oxygen comes from doing diaphragmatic breathing. Professional singers sing from their diaphragm. Amateur singers sing from their throat. La. But la, when you sing from your diaphragm. They put the song on the back wall of the auditorium. That's diaphragmatic breathing. And when you breathe diaphragmatically and you quiet your mind, what's your mind do all day long? Your mind chatters.
Mm-hmm.
What does it chatter about? Oh, you got to get home and get the so-and-so done because Betty's coming over to pick up that and you got to get it ready. This is what your mind does. It tells you all day long. It chatters. And most of it's based on fear. So how do you get rid of that chatter?
And quiet your mind.
How do you quiet it?
The breath.
A power of affirmation, Bob. I can handle it. So if Betty comes over and I don't have her popcorn made for her, I can handle it, and so can she. So I can handle it, they can handle it. Using the affirmation, I can handle it. This is what we worry about. We worry about what we think we can't handle, even though we've been handling it our entire life. So you quiet the mind by saying, I can
handle it.
Handle it.
Uh-huh.
And you put that together with diaphragmatic breathing, and you connect to the Creator. Prayer is talking to the Creator. Meditation is listening to the Creator. This is why it's so important that you do both the prayer and the meditation, listening to the Creator.
Mm-hmm.
So I keep listening. I want to know the mega ball numbers, and I haven't gotten anywhere. So if you can help me with that, Bob, I will be grateful.
Okay, your book also has some suggestions on how to relieve mild depression.
How to what?
Relieve mild depression.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us would like to know how to do that because given the state of the world, it's easy to fall into depression just looking at what's going on and hearing the news on a constant basis.
Yeah. 700,000 people a year commit suicide.
All right.
Because they don't know the principles of how wonderful they are. So when you admire yourself in the mirror as the most handsome, the most beautiful, when you admire yourself and love yourself, that gets rid of depression. Because the depression is caused by our culture giving you these horrible, horrible messages.
Mm-hmm.
And when you fill yourself with the love of the Creator, which is infinite, infinite. The Creator's love for you, Bob, the Creator's love for you is infinite, not finite. The Creator loves you because the Creator went to all that effort to have you here now.
Yeah.
Do you see how this message gets rid of that depression? When you start to become aware of the Creator's love, then you start to feel it. Then you start discovering your gifts. Then you put your gifts together and get the 4 aces and win all the money in the middle of the table.
Yeah.
You have a winning hand. Depression is caused because you think you have a losing hand. You think you got cheated, that somebody else got a better deal than you did. I had no idea that dyslexia was a gift. I didn't know I had it. I didn't know the word till I was 50 years old. I had no idea that all that suffering I did in school was because of a gift.
Yeah.
The gift of understanding.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what gifts do you take for granted? You have at least 4. What would happen if you discovered your gift and figured out how wonderful you are? And I encourage you to take your gifts and share it with humanity. You'll be happy doing it. And start having fun. Why is this so important, Bob? Why is fun so important?
Well,
fun is important because it sends a message to your subconscious mind to stay on planet and be healthy. If you're suffering, the Creator takes you off the planet. But if you're having fun, the Creator leaves you on the planet having a good time.
okay.
So I encourage you to have fun till Daddy takes a T-bird away. Beach Boys.
All right. So another thing that you bring up in the book is that it's important to relieve stress on the adrenal gland.
Yes.
And why is that, and how do you do that?
Okay. right here in this muscle of your thumb is a sensitive spot. This is my left hand here that I'm wiggling my finger. This spot connects to my left adrenal. This spot connects to my right adrenal.
Uh-huh.
So when you find the sensitivity in this spot, that means you're on it. You use this finger. This finger is positive energy. You use your middle finger on that spot. You visualize lightning coming out of that finger. And then you do this. You make the sound called white noise, white sound. A person with computers that does auditory knows the word of white sound or white noise. You make that sound. So you visualize lightning while your finger's on that spot. You send it into that spot. And that relaxes. This is my right adrenal. That relaxes my right adrenal. If your right adrenal is sore, that means you're pushing yourself too hard. If your left a spot here is sore, that means you're not receiving what you believe you should. So if your left spot here is sore than the right, you need to learn how to ask for what you want. So to be able to ask people to help sponsor your podcast, to be able to ask for what you want. Why? Because it takes the stress off your left adrenal when you're receiving what you believe you should. And when you take the stress off your right adrenal gland, that takes the stress of pushing yourself to give more than what's comfortable.
So what is the adrenal responsible for? Why is it important to keep it in balance?
Because adrenaline opens up your chest, opens up your breathing. One person called me in the middle of the night, was having a heart attack. I had them poke both of these spots. That put adrenaline in their bloodstream, opened up their chest, and allowed them to be able to take a breath and to breathe. They went downstairs and found cayenne pepper in the kitchen cupboard, mixed the cayenne pepper with water, drank it. That was the end of the heart attack. Most people don't. This is naturopathic information. This is not medical information. Please, before you do anything natural, check with your doctor and make sure it's appropriate for you. But if you understand that traditionally, I'm allowed to use the word traditionally. Traditionally, you can treat yourself with cayenne pepper and end a stroke or end a heart attack. And to get the ambulance to your house takes probably 10, 15 minutes, but you can get rid of a stroke or a heart attack immediately with cayenne pepper. But check and make sure that it's appropriate for you. Check with your doctor. I'm not practicing medicine. I'm just telling you traditionally what people use to end a stroke or heart attack. I'm allowed to do that, Bob.
Okay. Okay.
Look what I brought.
So we've got a couple crystals here. For those of you not watching on YouTube, but just listening.
Crystals, these are from Arkansas. This one, you got to pay me big money to get me to part with it. This one, fair money. But these are from Arkansas. Most of the crystals you get at the rock shop are from Brazil. The ones from Arkansas are better.
Okay.
And what they do is they work with the body's electromagnetic field. And when you put crystals in your electromagnetic field, you stimulate that field, you relax the entire body, and usually pain will vanish. In my crystal class that I teach up in Lilydale, I had 6 people, never had picked up crystals before, never had used them, and I showed them how to remove pain. Was interesting. One person, the worst one in the class, got rid of 50% of the woman's pain in her knees without touching them. Just by holding the crystals over the sensitive spot and letting the crystals push you around. So you let the crystals boss you rather than boss the crystals. And that's the secret. So one woman got rid of 50% of the woman's pain in her knee. The other people got like, 2 other people got like about 70, 80% benefit out of the person they were working on. 2 people actually got 100% of the pain out of the person they were working with using these rocks from Arkansas. Just holding them over the tender spot and letting the crystals move them around.
So how did you get introduced to crystals and the power of crystals?
I took a class.
Oh.
And the woman explained how they worked. And she was from California. And the local people there were demonstrating in the street against her class because it violated their personal faith.
Yeah.
She said, "Why me?" All she was showing electromagnetic healing. Crystals work electrically. Your body is electrical.
But it sounds like witchcraft. That must have been the
I
problem.
understand her. That's why they were protesting.
Yeah.
But it isn't witchcraft. It's simple electricity. Remember that picture of the cell? I said the intelligence of the cell is in the surface.
Mm-hmm.
And the surface, by electric charge, draws in food and shoves out waste by electric charge. So the electrical activity of the cell, the intelligence, is going on in the surface of the cell, not in the nucleus, the surface. And that's what the crystals work with, the electromagnetic energy. Your cell wants to get rid of a negative particle. It creates a negative particle and pops it out of the cell. If it wants to draw in a negative particle, it creates a positive charge and pulls in what it wants. So your cells are constantly shoving out waste and drawing in food by
Electricity.
electric charge, electricity.
Yeah.
The electrical principles of healing are very interesting, and I teach that in my class on crystals.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Did you have some other questions?
Well, I sleep with a crystal right beside my bed every night.
All right. So he may not know why, but intuitively he knows it helps relax him.
Yeah.
because that's what crystals do. Most pain is caused by tension. 70% of pain is caused by what? Trapped emotions.
Aha.
I paid $2,000 for this, so pay attention. Trapped 70% of pain is caused by trapped emotions. Trapped emotions are held in the body as what, Bob? Trapped emotions are held in the body as what?
As pain?
No.
Okay.
Electricity. Electricity holds the muscles, tendons, and ligaments contracted, causing your pain. So I do a little trick with the third eye where I put my middle finger on the third eye and my other middle finger where the person hurts, and I ground the electric charge out. And when I ground the electric charge out, what happens to the pain? 70% of the time,
it goes away.
gone.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? It's explained in my book, and I teach in my classes about electricity.
Yeah.
So, can I do a quick healing with the audience? Do we have enough time?
We have, we've got a little less than 10 minutes, so it depends on how long it's going to take.
I'm going to do quick.
Okay.
All right. What I want you to do is to take your right hand. This is my right hand. Put it wherever you hurt. If you don't know where you hurt, you have pain. 95% of the people have pain in their shoulder.
Yeah.
Put your middle finger on that. Put your left hand up, and I'm going to send healing energy through this system to your left hand, and then through your body, it'll go into your body through your middle finger and go into where you're sore. And we'll do it right now. Creator, I'm asking for the highest and greatest good. I cheat, Bob. I get the Creator to do it. Creator, I'm asking for the highest and greatest good of everybody on this program. I'm asking you to open yourself up and allow the Creator to work through you right now. I'm sending you the energy right now into your left hand, and that energy go and relax and heal and to restore that area. Thank you, Creator of all that is. Now, how do you feel?
No pain.
Huh? You mean this stuff works? I thought it was a bunch of nonsense.
Well,
that's the public's opinion. I wouldn't do it. It doesn't work 100% of the time. Nothing does, but it works most of the time.
Oh. Okay.
So that's a little quick healing. My next book after this one will be How to Have an Ideal Love Relationship. Most people don't. And when you learn how, you'll be a lot happier and you'll get more done when two people working together in harmony, helping each other and creating an ideal love relationship. And I'll also show you how to draw an ideal partner to you. Next book.
Okay. Well, let's get back to this book. If somebody wants to purchase this book, how do they do that?
They can go on YouTube
Okay.
They can go to Barnes and Noble and
I assume Amazon?
Amazon.
Okay.
So it's number 1 on Amazon. Barnes and Noble. Kindle has it electronically.
Okay.
So it is out there. Wherever you find your books, Ending Human Suffering by David G. Speer, S-P-E-E-R.
Okay.
That's how to find it.
All right, David. At this point of the podcast, I always invite the guest to lead the audience with a few words of wisdom. So this is your chance.
Words of wisdom. Fun, fun, fun. Send that message to your subconscious mind. Enjoy life. Help others have fun. Find out how wonderful you are. Find out what gifts the Creator gave you that you don't know you have. Find out how to use them. This is what I call ACEs. Things that you can do easily that others have difficulty, and it can be silly. Don't think because it's silly, like blowing bubbles, is not a value. Don't judge it. Just discover your ACEs, things that are fun, things that you can do that others can't. And then once you discover your ACEs, rearrange them, put them together, and keep changing them together in different order until you can win all the money in the middle of the table.
Okay. Well, audience, as always, take what you've heard. If it resonates with you, incorporate it into your life, put the rest on a shelf until you're ready to deal with it. And until next time, this has been your spiritual journey.